Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening, Victor Okojumbo-led Rivers Assembly confirms commissioner designate. Lawyer cautions sacked Rivers APC caretaker chairman against disobeying court judgment. Electricity workers threaten strike over unmet demands. JAM registrar warns parents against age falsification. On the foreign scene, floods kill 57 people, displace thousands more in Yemen. We will go for a quick commercial. When we return, the news in detail. Back now, the news in detail. First, I would like to start with an apology for kickstarting the news a quarter past the hour. I am Kalada Kurubatubo. The 5 commissioner designates nominated by the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara have been screened and confirmed as commissioner nominees. They were confirmed by the Victor Okojumbo-led House of Assembly after answering questions from the lawmakers in the temporary chamber of the House at the Government House. The commissioner nominees include Ilamu Arugu, Roland Obed-White, Samuel Eyiba, Austin Inadozie, and Sam Ani.
Honorable members, having screened and concluded Executive Council, we will hereby call on the clerk to convey the resolutions of this House to His Excellency.
Correspondent Subio Ruwari reports that the Assembly extended to 2 weeks presentation of the report on the State Transport Authority Reform Bill 2024 by the Ad hoc Committee, while the bill to establish the State Technical and Vocational Training Institute and other matters passed second reading. Moving on, a Port Harcourt-based lawyer, Sugbe Eli, says until the appeal court hears and determines the merit of the appeal brought before it, former caretaker chairman of APC in Rivers State, Tony Okocha, cannot lay claim to that position again. Mr. Eli, who is also a member of APC, told correspondent Subio Ruwari that Mr. Okocha can attract consequences from the court if he continues to parade himself as the caretaker chairman of the party.
It does not lie in his mouth to say anything contrary to what the judgment said. There were declarations made by the judge restraining him and members who are appointed as Canada Committee, members of the APC, by the APC National Working Committee. They are so restrained forever until a higher court, in this case an appeal court, sets that judgment aside. So if you have respect for the rule of law, you wouldn't even address yourself anywhere as the chairman of what? That has been nullified yesterday. And a nullity is a nullity. You have a right to appeal that judgment. Until that judgment is appealed against, until the court makes a proclamation, you are at the point where the High Court left you.
The lawyer also said the High Court judgment explained the difference between internal party affairs and the demands of the APC constitution.
The judge didn't make a bigger name yesterday. The judge emphasized it was interpreted the APC constitution.
Advised from the state to start resisting politicians from using them to achieve their selfish agenda. Mr. Jaja gave the advice in an interview with correspondent Subio Ruwari while reacting to a solidarity walk organized by groups said to be Renewed Hope Family. He said the number of youths that attended the walk showed that some politicians in Rivers State are happy that the youths are still unemployed.
organizing these counter protests in whatever form, whether in solidarity and all these things, is it what the country needs? Is it that there is no hunger in the land? Is it that our leaders are saying there is no hunger in the land? And this youth, I need to advise them, because if you take the 2K today, would it solve the whole of a problem? Would you not have a need for other things the next day? And yet, those who created unemployment, environment for unemployment and poverty are the same persons that you are going out to march in solidarity with. This is unfortunate and awful. And I think that the youth should have a rethink.
Moving on. A public affairs analyst, Opunabo Inkotaria, believes that the explosion at the State Secretariat of the Action People's Party, APP, was meant to make Rivers State ungovernable and attract a state of emergency. Mr. Inkotaria, in an interview with correspondent Oyekachi Nwosu, claims the attack was spearheaded by those who had called for a state of emergency in the state.
There is a relentless attempt on the side of the governors, traducers, and opponents to cause mayhem in the state, to make the state ungovernable for the governor, and if possible, for the federal government to declare state of emergency in Rivers State. Don't forget, Tony Okocha had called on the president to declare state of emergency in Rivers State. And so they will stop at nothing to ensure that the state remains ungovernable. While you might think that the APP is relatively unknown when compared to other political parties like the APC and the PDP, the whole essence is to cause insecurity.
Now, Mr. Inkotaria also doubts the police sincerity to properly investigate and prosecute the perpetrators and sponsors of the attack.
They would have said, okay, these are the people appointed by the governor. Let us safeguard that place and also protect them, pending determination of the suits. But because the police is so biased, they lock the gates. When you lock the gates, it is to the detriment of the local government people, and you are also frustrating the citizen chairman from performing their duties. That is the whole essence of it. That's why I say the police is biased, and I don't expect any unbiased report from the police.
The people of Ora Esara Kingdom Integrated Forum in Obiakpo local government area has joined in endorsing Chijioke Ihunwo for Obiakpo chairmanship position in the 5th October local government elections in Rivers State. The group, in a communique issued at the end of a stakeholder meeting in Port Harcourt, expressed optimism that Chijioke Ihunwo would develop Obiakpo when elected into office. The communique was read by the chairman of the group, Evans Amadi.
What we are saying in essence is that our son Chijioke Ihunwo, we are endorsing him to go there and contest the election come October 5th, 2024. And we believe that he will do well because he will bring development to our land. Our land is Obiakpo. So we have come to say we want to distance ourselves, not as evil as they usually call us, which we know we are part of evil, but we are kingdom because this is Ora Esara Kingdom. Ora Esara Kingdom is made up of 18 villages and towns, not even village.
The communique also dismissed statements from certain individuals and group of the LGA that Constituency 1 has been producing elected chairmen since the creation of the LGA.
We, the people of Ora Esara, has come up to understand that our people have been marginalized because since the inception of democracy and since 1999, Ora Esara people have never come up to become the local government chairman. It has been the Constituency 2 who they are saying that they are not part of the Constituency 2 because it has come to position.
The communique was signed by its chairman Evans Amadi, vice chairman Lofty Ozuronyo, or Lofty Ozuronyo Nanwa, Secretary Walu Joshua Piero Henry Amadi. In other news, the South-South-South Deputy Secretary of the Senior Staff Association of Electricity Allied Company, Innocent Lord Douglas, says electricity will be shut down if after 2 days the authorities fail to meet the demands of the workers. Mr. Lord Douglas disclosed this in an interview with correspondent Suibi Uruwari while speaking on the current picketing of all PHEDC officers following the end of an ultimatum issued to the company to address the workers' demands.
We are waiting for management to call for meeting and see if we can resolve the matter. But until we resolve the matter, the situation is going to remain the same. Of course, we are going to give 2 days tolerance, which is today and tomorrow. If they don't comply, we are going to start shutting down supply because we are going to do everything that is going to make them to come and settle the matter we are having with them. 2 days tolerance means that we are giving 2 days day of grace. So if the 2 days day of grace expires, we now start shutting down supplies. But now all the offices are shut down. Yeah, all the offices are shut down and all our members have been retrieved from the official assignment.
Mr. Lord Douglas said part of their demands include the payment of the new minimum wage.
Yeah, initially it was not, because we thought that we are going to have a kind of union management relationship and resolve some of those things. But when we see the complacent of management, we decided to extend our tent. So now both the new minimum wage of 70,000 is also on the table to be discussed, and even those that have been on a casual for over 3,000 workers have been on casual for over 3-4 years now are also part of the discussion table now.
Recall that workers at the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, PHEDC, threatened to shut down operations in the company's headquarters, its outstations and affiliate offices at the end of the 14-day ultimatum. The workers accused the company of failing to remit monies deducted from their salaries into their retirement savings account as disclosed by the Pension Funds Administrator. The Police Service Commission says it will introduce written examination as a requirement for promotion in the Nigerian police force. Chairman of the Commission, retired DIG Ashimu Agungu, said it will ensure quality and improved capacity in the personnel management of the force, as well as eradicate corruption in police recruitment, promotion, and discipline. We will go for another quick commercial, but still to come, JAMB Registrar warns parents against age falsification. To stay tuned. We'll be right back.
On 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. Now, the rest of the newscast. President Bola Tinubu has presided over his first Council of State meeting. The Vice President, Kashim Shettima, the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, former President Muhammadu Buhari, and Goodluck Jonathan are physically present, while retired generals Abubakar Abdul-Salam and Yakubu Gowon are attending virtually. Also present are state governors, some ministers, and former chief justices of Nigeria. Meanwhile, the president is expected to travel to Equatorial Guinea tomorrow on a 3-day official visit to honor the invitation of President Teodoro Mbasogo. Now, the registrar of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, Professor Ishak Oloyede, has cautioned parents against age falsification of their children and wards in an attempt to meet the 18-year minimum age requirement. Professor Oloyede, who spoke in Osun State, warned that by doing so, they are pushing the children into the world of corruption and crimes. Now, the JAMB registrar also advised universities to encourage and reward excellence in addition to the promotion of scholarship and academic research. Let's take a look at the international scene.
And now we bring you news from around.
The nation says flooding in Yemen has left at least 57 people dead and thousands displaced. More than 34,000 families were affected by the heavy rains, which began in late June and intensified in early August. The world body said the situation has worsened the country's already dire humanitarian situation. Now a recap. And on the news this evening, you heard the Victor Oko Jumbo-led Rivers State House of Assembly has screened and confirmed 5 commissioner designates. lawyer Sogbeyi Eli has cautioned sacked Rivers APC caretaker chairman Tony Okocha against disobeying court orders. Electricity workers have threatened strike over unmet demands. JAMB registrars warn parents against age falsification, and under foreign saying floods have killed 57 people, displaced thousands others in Yemen. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I am Kaladako Rubatpo. Once again, sorry for the delayed broadcast. To stay tuned.